Hello, everyone. Des here. Welcome to my third video. So, I took a break this summer and fall just with life being so busy, but I am back with a chill sequence, kind of a flow. I filmed this in October, although the weather was not giving October. So, I was able to film outside still. That being said, if you have any issues with seeing because of the shadows or lumps from the grass, let me know, and that's something for me to be aware of for future videos. All right, let's get started. So, we are going to start with a little bit of a grounding practice. Come into a comfortable seated position, sitting up on some height. So, the knees are not above your hips. And when we're sitting here, we want to try our best to release our lower legs. So let them be heavy. Finding extension in your spine, bring hands to your knees, palms face down for grounding, or palms face up for acceptance. Lower your gaze or close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. So, doing our best here to find stillness, focusing on our inhales, exhales, acknowledging any thoughts that may come up, but then trying to bring ourselves back to our breath, back to stillness. We'll just sit here for a few more moments, a few more breaths. Set an intention for your practice today. It can be anything like to be present or maybe be kind to yourself, whatever is resonating with you today. Find the extension in your spine again, and we'll take 3 deep breaths to breathe in our intention. So we will inhale through the nose and exhale through our mouth. So we're going to do that 3 times. So inhale, exhale, moving at your own pace. And when you're ready, we'll slowly open our eyes. Hi. Okay, so staying seated the way we are, or you can come into easy pose, Sukhasana, if you're not already. Keep the height under your sit bones if you'd like. And we're going to move into a side stretch. So, right hand to the mat, inhale and extend the left arm up, and then exhale to bring it across your body. Inhale, we'll keep the palm down and bring it over to the left. Exhale, bring it back over to the right side. Inhaling to bring it to the left. And exhaling to bring it to the right. One more time, moving at your own pace. Then bring your left hand to right knee on your next inhale. Exhale, right hand comes behind you. If you're on some support, uh, put support under your right hand as well. Inhale to find lift and extension in the spine, and exhale to twist. Inhaling to find length and space, and exhaling to twist into the space. Twisting your head last. On your next inhale, bring your head back to center and exhale to untwist. Then we'll repeat on the other side. Left hand comes to the mat on your inhale. Exhale, reach that right arm up and then in front of your shoulder in line with your ear. Inhale, palm down, bring your palm over to the right. Exhale to bring it back to the left. 2 more times. So you'll feel it in your right side here and in your right shoulder. And you want to do your best to keep your legs heavy here. On your next inhale, bring our right hand to the left knee. Exhaling, left hand goes up and behind onto the ground or support, finding that lift and that extension in that spine. Inhaling to really lengthen our spine and exhaling to twist. Moving with your breath at your own pace here. Inhale, turn your head back to center and exhale to untwist. Coming into a forward bend, walk the hands forward. Place the hands or forehead on any support you may need. You could even use a chair if you'd like. And we're just going to breathe here. And we'll be here for a few moments. So take your time to get settled and into your breath. Noticing anything that may come up. And trying to find that release as well, especially in our lower half. This has easily become one of my favorite poses this year. I find it such a good stretch for the hips and the thighs, and it releases the lower back as well. Okay, making our way up to seated. We're going to run through this pose again, but we're going to change the cross of our legs. So, whichever leg you had in front is now going to come behind. Take your time here to get situated. And let's go again. Same thing. Right hand comes to mat. Inhale, stretch out our left arm. This time we're going to take big circles. Inhaling to come up and exhaling to go down. And we're going to do 5 times on each side. So when you're ready, switch directions here. Moving with our breath. You can inhale, exhale either direction as long as you're moving with your breath here. When you're satisfied, inhale, bring your left hand to the right knee. Exhale, right arm comes behind to ground or support, and we will twist. Inhaling to find that extension, exhaling to move into that space. Take your time here. Twists can be pretty touchy. Inhale, head back to center. Exhale, come out of your twist. Inhale, left hand to mat. Exhale, right arm reaches up, and then we begin our circles. Inhaling and exhaling doesn't really matter as long as you're moving with your breath. We'll move through 5 times or as many circles as you would like. This is your practice. And we will reverse our circle, following with your breath pattern that you've created. When you're satisfied, come up. Inhale, right hand to left knee. Exhale, left hand goes behind. And again, we are inhaling to find that extension and exhaling to move into that twist. Or you can think of it as inhaling to create space and then exhaling, we're moving into the space we've just created. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, untwist. And okay, to our forward Sukhasana. Using any support you need, forehead, block, chair, or none. I really find that the stretch here is in my outer hip of whichever leg is in front. That's where I feel it the most. Maybe take note here how this crossing feels different to the previous way we had crossed. Maybe this side you can extend further than you could on the last side, or maybe it's the other way around. Just making note of what's going on in your body today. Last few breaths. And then when you are ready, we'll make our way up into tabletop or bar manasana. Knees come to the mat, hips width distance apart, feet directly behind the knees, palms under shoulders. You can bring a blanket under your knees or fold up your mat here and take time to find your foundation. Then we'll move into Marjaryasana and Bidalasana, cat cow. Inhale, belly lowers, tailbone comes up. We'll shine our heart to the sunshine, creating a U shape. Exhale, we'll push into our palms, curve our spine, tuck the tailbone in, chin to chest. This is so good for your low back. Repeat as many times as you'd like, moving at your own pace. Feel free to take some hip circles here or continuing with your cat cow, maybe finding stillness. When you're ready, big toes together, knees wide. Sit bones come on your heels. Walk forward into your balasana, child's pose. You can place a bolster underneath you or like a pillow, like a big pillow. You can use blocks under your forehead or underneath your arms. You can have active arms here, like these ones, or you can rest your arms down for a more passive pose. Another pose great for the low backs. Low backs. Great for the low back and for your hips as well. I'm just going to change my angle here so you can see it from the front. You really want to have extension in your spine before you come down. I know I say that a lot. All right. And then come up and walk your hands over to the right and twist your body to the right. You won't be able to come down as far. And you want to check that your hands are reaching evenly here so that your hands are in line. Breathe. Then we'll make our way back to center. Onto the left side now. Twisting over to the left, reaching evenly through the arms. Trying our best to ground our sit bones down here and listening to our breath. We'll come back to center and we'll reach down in center here. And then we'll make our way back up to tabletop. Tucking the toes and keeping a slight bend in our knees. We'll walk our palms forward. Inhale, lift the hips toward the sky. Exhale, drop in line with your hands. Knees can be bent or even blocks under the hands if you'd like. Or again, you could use a chair. Or you could do this on your knees. But we'll breathe here in our Adho Mukha Shavasana. Look forward and then make your way to the top of the mat. Weight into the arches of our feet. Hinge at the hips. Hands can be on support or on either elbow. And this is our Uttanasana forward fold. Breathing here. Hands can come to shins on your next inhale or onto your thighs for Ardha Uttanasana. And then we'll make our way up into Tadasana. Feet can be together or hips with distance apart. Tuck in your tailbone. Shine your heart to the sunshine. Lift your chin. Activate your legs. Activate your thighs. And do your best here to feel grounded, like that the earth really has you and that you're really supported. We're going to take a few breaths here to breathe in all the energy from the earth, the ground, the air into our bodies. As we exhale, we are releasing out all of the old energies. So inhaling the new energy, exhale out the stale energy that no longer serves us. Inhale, and we'll draw up the energy through our legs, our booty, our lower back, our spine, our shoulders, fingertips, arms, and neck. Exhale, we'll release through the nose, mouth, and fingertips. So inhale and imagine drawing the energy all the way up from your body, from your toes to your head, and exhale to release. And one more time here with your own breath. And when you're ready, we'll move into one of my favorite poses, Vrikshasana, tree pose. So come back into Tadasana, establishing our strong legs. Moving from our left hip, we're going to take the left leg out and turn it and place it on our right heel. Maybe it stays here. Maybe it comes to the shin, or maybe you draw it up to your thigh. Let's see how my balance is today, especially because of the uneven ground. Whatever you do, just make sure that it is never on your knee. Hands can come to your hips, Anjali Mudra at the heart, or straight up. And if you'd like a challenge, you can even look up. Be kind to yourself and meet your body where it's at today. And if you fall out, just try again. doing your best to stay strong in your grounded leg. Find a drishti, which is a focus point for balance. All right. Now we'll slowly make our way out and we'll move on to the other side, establishing our Tadasana. This is my trickier side, so we're just going to see where I'm at today. I also find pants make it harder. Like the skin to skin contact is easier to grip, and each side is different, and each day is different. Awesome. Good job, everybody. So, we are going to head back into our Adho Mukha Shavasana, which is our downward dog. And we're just going to pedal it out for a few breaths or two. And then you're going to lift up your right leg and draw circles with your right knee, moving with your breath. You can change the direction if you'd like. Just some nice big open hip circles here. Then we're going to draw the leg forward into our pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kopotanasana. Alternatively, you can enter this pose starting on your hands and knees and drawing your leg forward. Align your back leg with your back knee and square your hips. This is an intense pose. You can put a pillow, a blanket, a bolster, a block under your hip to raise it, kind of under your bum as well. You can also pad the knee here with a blanket or fold up your mat. Hands can come forward to blocks or crossed and rest your head on top of them, or you can do thread the needle on your back if this particular hip opener is not for you today. So spend a few breaths in this hip opener. Hip openers can be very intense. We store a lot of trauma in our hips, and we work a lot using our hips. Our hips work a lot. So be kind to yourself, be patient to yourself, and just acknowledge what comes up. Don't be too hard on yourself and come out at any time. And always make sure to do your best to connect with your breath and make sure you are breathing. You can send your breath to any areas where you might be feeling tension, but if you're feeling pain, do come out. You could also use a block for your head here if you'd like that added support. And we'll stay here for a while. Nice deep inhales and deep exhales. And we will start to make our way back to downward dog, however you see fit. Take some time here to notice if your right side feels different than your left side, some time to check in with yourself. Um, and if you're not familiar, that could be a good time to start to learn your body and your cues. When you are ready, draw your left leg up to the sky and draw circles with your knee. And then the other way. And when you're satisfied, make your way into pigeon pose on this side. Alternatively, you can always do thread the needle instead, using a strap or any other props that you may need. You're still stretching the same part, but it's just a little bit of a less intense pose to get into and to hold. So, choosing whichever pose that you would like, check your alignment, get yourself situated, grab any props that you may need. Maybe you do a little back bend here before coming forward, maybe resting your head on a block or your forearms, and just breathe. Like the other side, we're going to spend some time here in our pigeon pose. Really surrendering into the pose. If you're feeling tightness or sensation, send your breath to that area. If you're feeling pain and extreme discomfort, then always come out of the pose. Listen to your body. Try to hear what it's telling you. Try not to let your mind tell you that you can't do it or that you can do it. Try to see if you can let your body be the one to tell you. And working on all of these things I just gave you, we are going to breathe here for a few moments. I know it can be a challenging pose, but it's such a good pose for hips, for lots of different kinds of release. So I urge you to give it a try and just be patient with yourself and your body. Staying connected with your breath. When you are ready, you can slowly start to make your way out of pigeon or thread the needle and back to a downward dog. And here we're going to stretch it all out. Then we will come to a balasana, bringing our knees together. You could put a bolster here. If you don't have enough space for whatever reason to come down, you could also bring your knees apart. Just find what's comfortable for you. Oh, and you can use a block for your forehead if you'd like. Find that extension and then come forward. Resting here for a few breaths. Finding that good release for our lower back. Connecting to our breath. Last few breaths here. And when you're ready, you'll make your way onto your tummy. Plant the forearms down. Bring your fingers to your elbows. You want the tips to touch your elbows. That's how far apart you want your elbows to be. You also want your elbows to be under your shoulders. Bring your hands out in front of you again. Lift one leg and extend it back, then the other, being on the flats of the feet. Drawing the tailbone in, watching our lower back, shining the heart towards the sunshine, and breathe. Coming out slowly, we'll make our way onto our backs for Ananda Balasana, happy baby. We'll start with half on each side and then working our way up to the full pose. So once you are on your back, stretch out your legs and we will start with our right leg. Bend into your right knee. You can grab the foot inside or outside. Maybe you do peace fingers around the big toe. And the goal is to draw the right knee down towards the earth. If it's too intense, you can bend in your left leg. Oh, I forgot. You can also use a strap here or a towel or a row belt, just something that doesn't have resistance. And you can use that if it's difficult to reach your foot. I like to put my hand on my left hip and thigh to help draw that leg down. And we'll just breathe here. Half happy baby. Okay, release. And we'll move on to the other side, bending into the left knee and grabbing wherever you'd like or using your strap. Drawing that left knee down, hand on your right hip to help with the opposition, or bend that right knee if it's too intense. Breathing here as we get into our hips. And, thinking about how this side felt in comparison to the previous side. All right, release and extend that left leg out for a moment. And when you're ready, we'll draw both knees up and grab those feet of yours or using your strap. Soles to the sky. We want our lower back to be flush with the yoga mat. Breathing here. Maybe you're enjoying the stillness, or maybe you start to rock side to side. You could also extend one leg out and then the other if you'd like, and just finding whatever works for you in this pose. Stillness is always hardest for me, so that's what I'm trying to work on today. And release into Sapta Baddha Konasana, recline butterfly. Soles of the feet to touch, creating a diamond shape with our legs. You can put support under your knees here if you like. And we'll only have a few breaths here, in and out. From here, we'll move into thread the needle. Right ankle cross over left knee. Lift up left foot and interlace your hands over the left knee. Draw your left knee towards you and your right knee out, keeping extension in the back of your neck. Breathing here. Getting that good outer hip stretch. Bring your right knee on top of your left and move your hips to the right, or uncross your legs and bring your knees to the left to twist. Extending your right arm and looking to the right if your neck is feeling okay. You can add support under your knees or maybe your right shoulder here if it doesn't quite reach the ground. And again, just breathe, focusing on your exhales and your inhales. When you're ready, bring your knees back to center, heading into thread the needle on the other side, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. If you were interlocking, change the interlace from how you had it the first time, if you can remember. Or you could use a strap instead. Settling into the pose here, noticing any tension or strain, and breathing in to release it. And I'm all about those comparisons. So, checking with your body and seeing if you can feel how this side was different from the other side, any differences or similarities. Last breath, and then move into your twist however you'd like, drawing the hips over to the left and the knees to the right. Extending out the left arm and adding any support you may need. You could have support under your shoulder. It took me a while for my shoulders to be able to reach the ground. So I used to use a lot of support there. And breathe, breathe, breathe. Last few breaths here. Making your way back to center, draw the knees into your chest, using a strap if you need. Big inhale, squeeze it all in together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale to release. Let go of everything. You can do Shavasana however you'd like. Bolster under the knees, maybe back to Sapta Buddha Konasana, wherever you feel the most comfortable. Settle into your Shavasana, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Start to bring awareness back to your breath. And when you're ready, bring some movement back into the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, moving the head from one side to another. Whenever you're ready, roll onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow and give yourself gratitude for showing up onto your mat today. Reflecting on your practice, reflecting on the intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And when you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Thank you so much for sharing your time, energy, and your practice with me. We'll take a big circle to inhale all the love, gratitude, strength, patience, kindness that we gave ourselves during our practice and draw it into your heart. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Please give me any feedback below in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. Take care.